Right, hello everyone. Here we are setting up for hole number 4. I'm going to go Kingmaker and either Rocket or Guardian, depending on the wind direction. Take our first look at this one. I do like the Guardian for the extra backspin capability. Let me just force this to the tee box again. Not sure what to expect on this one. Let's take a look here. It's all straight into the face. Jeez. So it is a good thing that I at least brought that Guardian, because you're going to see that we're going to be pushed all the way to max. So Sniper's not going to be a really great club to use here. There's going to be 2 different ways to play this. You could probably set it to min driver and try to do that shot, especially straight into the wind. Alternatively, you can see my opponent here barely crept it on. So I would imagine he was probably pretty close to the max line. So you can see, oh, wow, there's a big change to the front of this green. So let's go take a look here. You know, I'm assuming that my opponent went up towards max. You'll want to kind of stay off on the spin. I'm thinking somewhere around here too. We're just going to essentially probably push to the max line, so I'm not going to get too worried about my setup here just for this first. I'm assuming I'm going to be pushing max here. So I'm not too worried about all I'm going to do is make sure that it's into max. I'm probably going to go just a little bit into power as well. Perfect ball. I imagine somewhere in the neighborhood of 13, 14 rings. You can see it just climbs up on there. It looks like I have pretty good speed. Maybe just need to pull just a little bit back, just a tiny bit more. Because the one thing that you want to consider is how much that ball guide is going to compress down. So you want to still keep enough momentum on it to get to the hole. Another thing is I was missing maybe about, 4 yards on guys that have Guardian 8s. So I did go into at least, I would say, 3 to 4 rings. At least maybe 4 rings of overpower there, which is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 30% overpower. And it looked relatively good. It looked like, maybe just landed just a fraction long in that case. But those guys with Guardian 8, they're probably going to be able to set pretty close to the max line and maybe just half a ring of overpower. So, maybe put it towards the bottom of the circle, I'm thinking. Somewhere in the neighborhood of that. But it's also going to be wind dependent. Keep in mind, with a Kingmaker, the highest I can get is a 12.3, and I had a 12.1 there. So I was pushing a very max case. Down towards a 10.6, for instance, which is towards the bottom of what you can get for a Kingmaker wind. You might not even have to quite push the max line. It's probably going to play very close to 1 per ring on this hole, which is probably just close to max line. I expect this to be essentially, very, very close to, here you can see it's telling me 14, which is about, maybe an extra 15% over top of 1 per ring. And you could see that I moved, at least for that adjustment, it was 10 or 11 rings before I got to the max line, and then I still went at least another 3 rings of overpower. So, keep that in mind as you can see visually kind of what's going to be happening. As that wind gets smaller as well, the amount of rings that you'll have to adjust will be less. So, I will get you guys a revision on that one coming up, but I'll catch you guys on the next hole.